HuckPost 18. No mirrors, no keys, no clocks. No problem. March 27th, 2024, Day 9. Old habits die hard. Every time I need to comb my hair, I'd go into the bathroom thinking I would do it looking in the mirror. But there are no mirrors in prison. I'm not sure why there are no mirrors. Perhaps it's part of a prison strategy to turn human beings into faceless numbers. No guard ever asked me for my name, only my PAC or prison ID number, 04370-510 by the way. Forget that, and you're screwed in prison. Regardless, I didn't see my reflection in a real mirror the whole time I was in prison. Here, some inmates had tiny, distorted ones to shave with, but I didn't bother. For the entire time of my incarceration, it was oddly liberating not to see one's reflection. The same was only slightly less true for clocks. Aside from one in the dorm, I didn't see a single clock anywhere else on the grounds. Which raises that age-old Zen, if a tree falls in an empty wood, does anyone hear it question. Are you really doing time in prison if you never know what time it is? Drumroll, please. That's at least a little funny. The last habit that would die hard in prison was that of checking that I had my keys before I left the dorm. There are no keys in prison except, of course, for the ones the guards carry on massive chains the size of blackjacks for the 4 to 5 doors with huge locks that shut you in for the 4 count a day and then again for the night. Note, you're locked in the dorm qua cell for at least half your life every day. It was an eerie feeling, always checking for the keys you didn't have and you didn't need in prison. In some sense, it was a weird freedom. Except, of course, when you were locked in by the guards or locked out by your own stupidity. That stupidity happened to me only once, and it was in my first week as a rookie inmate. I thought the count was at 4 p.m., but didn't know they went into lockdown at 3:30. So I left the dorm to walk over to the other side of the compound at about 3:20 to check my email, thinking I had plenty of time. Yet, when I got back, I was locked out and stuck on the outside. I had to bang on the back door until one of the guys inside saw me. He laughed his ass off for a bit and then told me to come around to the main closed entrance. Then he summoned the guard to let me in. If the guard hadn't also been the chaplain that day, I might have wound up in the hole or the SHU, Special Housing Unit. But the kind lady let me in with grace. When I went through the doors to the waiting area, where there was a crowd of inmates, I raised my fist in victory and shouted, "Rookie!" Everybody laughed and some ice was broken. Even the famous guy could do some dumb things. It was hilarious all in all. BTW, did I mention that for the first 2 weeks I had to comb my hair with a fork? Because the commissary was closed and I couldn't buy a comb or brush? Actually, a plastic fork works pretty well. But that's why they call it prison.